Once upon a time, in a cozy house at the edge of a peaceful village, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She had golden hair that caught the sunlight and a smile that could warm the coldest day. Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Though they often gave her difficult chores to do, Cinderella never complained. She swept the floors, tended the garden, and even made friends with little mice and birds who visited her windowsill each morning. One day, a very special invitation arrived at the house. The prince was hosting a grand ball at the palace, and everyone in the kingdom was invited. "Oh, how wonderful!" said Cinderella. "May I go to the ball too?" Her stepmother frowned. "You may go, if you finish all your chores and find something suitable to wear." Cinderella worked as hard as she could, washing, sweeping, and tidying. Her little mouse friends tried to help her, bringing her ribbons and beads they had found. But by the time evening came and her stepmother and stepsisters left for the ball in their finest gowns, Cinderella sat in the garden, too tired and sad to go. As she wiped away a tear, a soft, glowing light appeared before her. There stood a kind-faced woman with gentle eyes and a warm smile. "Don't cry, dear child," said the woman. "I am your fairy godmother, and you shall go to the ball." With a wave of her wand, the fairy godmother transformed a pumpkin into a beautiful golden carriage. The mice became elegant horses, and Cinderella's worn dress became the most beautiful gown anyone had ever seen, shimmering like starlight. On her feet appeared delicate glass slippers that sparkled like diamonds. "Now off you go," said the fairy godmother with a twinkle in her eye. "But remember, the magic will end at midnight, so you must leave before then." When Cinderella arrived at the palace, everyone turned to look at the mysterious girl in the beautiful gown. The prince himself came down the steps to greet her, and they danced together all evening long. They talked about their dreams, their favorite stories, and discovered they both loved watching the stars. Cinderella was having such a wonderful time that she almost forgot about the fairy godmother's warning. But then she heard the clock begin to chime. "Oh no, it's midnight!" she cried, and before the prince could stop her, she hurried down the palace steps. In her haste, one of her glass slippers fell off, but she couldn't stop to retrieve it. The prince picked up the delicate slipper and held it carefully. "I will find her," he promised. The next day, the prince visited every house in the kingdom, looking for the girl whose foot would fit the glass slipper. When he arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried and tried, but the slipper was much too small for them. "Is there anyone else?" asked the prince. "Only Cinderella," said her stepmother dismissively, "but she wasn't even at the ball." "I'd like her to try nonetheless," said the prince kindly. When Cinderella came down from her room and tried on the slipper, it fit perfectly. The prince's face lit up with joy as he recognized his friend from the ball. "Will you marry me?" he asked. Cinderella smiled and said yes. They were married in a beautiful ceremony under the stars, and Cinderella's kindness and gentle heart made her beloved by everyone in the kingdom. She and the prince lived happily, treating everyone with the same kindness and respect that Cinderella had always shown, even in her most difficult days. And from that time on, the little mice and birds had a happy home in the palace, where they were always welcome. The end. Now close your eyes, little one, and dream of starlight and happy endings. Good night.